A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. Here in this reading, I'm going to be talking about a divine masculine and a divine feminine who are going through this lovely phase of clearing all the misunderstandings. And some of you may not resonate with it, some of you might. So it could be timeless for you. Maybe in future this is going to happen, and right now you're just here for Shrut Maipanya, just to listen it and to understand it. So I'm being shown, of course, a masculine who actually learned via the narcissistic people around them. These are the narcissists who cannot change, who are very orthodox in their opinions, in their personalities, and they also have their own way of doing things. They don't like to change. They don't want anyone coming in. So I sense that somebody with a very poisonous tongue was around them. And your person, if you resonate with it, then your masculine is definitely very much focused on you as per this collective reading. Now, let me also tell you one thing, guys and girls, that there are different types of twin flame dynamics. There is no one fixed type. Okay, some people are in separation, which is no contact situation and block situation, but there are so many who are together, or who are in relationship, who are in on and off situation, or who are in harmonious situation, who are trying to practice surrender. You know, there are many people doing different things, and some people have multiple twin flames also. I am saying all these things with a lot of confidence because let me tell you guys, I was the first person to actually write a book on this subject, like a proper channeled book, which came in 2011. 2011 was a time when there was no content on YouTube or very little content on twin flames. So I have been doing this work since then, thanks to my masters. All credit goes to my masters and the solar plexus chant, the Ram Nam chant, which actually builds up your psychic abilities and the power to download and channel other people's situations also. And it also makes you a person who's very mission oriented. I mean, naturally that comes to you. And then I decided to come on YouTube only when I had enough of people talking about twin flames or twin flame inner work without even knowing what it actually means. So you have Ida and Pingala Nadi in your energy body. Everybody has an energy body. There is no person without energy body. Energy body is what gives you life. But many people are also in blocked energies or dormant energies because they're so much programmed by the narcissistic society, by the selfish society. They have no idea. And I don't even like to use the word selfish here because it's okay. It's good to be selfish sometimes. But narcissistic society is actually much more focused on materialism. Materialistic things is what they all care about. Okay, so this is what is actually causing so much problem, because the people who are coming in between or creating misunderstandings, whether it is personal misunderstandings or it's mental misunderstandings, or it is some kind of gossip, or it is some kind of cheating scandal or lying scandal, or whatever is happening, many people don't even know they are in a twin flame relationship for a long time. Some people find out about it after runner chaser dynamic has happened multiple times and they cannot understand what is this happening. Some people figure it out in surrender state. Some people figure out even in harmony. And if you read the story of Shiva and Parvati, you will be amazed to know that Shiva actually recognized Parvati much later. He had done everything in the journey, but he had not recognized her. Okay, and in case of Shri Ram and Sita, their separation phase actually happened after they came back and they had like union and everything was sorted. After the big war, like no one would have imagined or thought that they would get into a separation phase at that point in time. No one would have imagined cardinal twin flame Ram and Sita actually got separated after the big war took place. After Lord Shri Ram had killed Ravan in the most fierce battle that has ever taken place. Mahabharata is number 2. And Radha and Krishna, they never even got married. But till today, thousands of years have passed by, but Radha and Krishna are still worshipped together as a couple. And so many sages and seers have seen them together. Krishna's own brother Uddhav had gone to meet Radha and the gopis to just tell them that forget about Krishna, just move on. Krishna is crying over there in the palace and you guys must be crying here. So I came here to give you some enlightenment. Forget about love, forget about emotions, don't cry, don't wait. It's all nonsense, okay? Be strong, be powerful and be empowered and blah blah blah. So they said that the love we feel for Krishna is not like any other normal type of love. He said, well, what's that type of love? Because he was a very enlightened man. Like in today's world, we see everybody's talking about make money, do this, do that. I mean, I'm not saying don't make money. Please make money. Be wealthy, be healthy, be wise. But you should just know where and how to spend that money. Make as much money as you can. Show it to the narcissist that you can do it. Because a lot of narcissists also have this assumption that the people doing inner work or people like you can't do anything. You don't have the talent or the skill. Show it to them. Show it to the world that yes, you can. But don't be like them, because what do they earn money for? Just to buy stuff, and that stuff makes them feel secure. What are you making money for? To do good jobs. To not care about savings and this and that. You know that nature is going to help you. Nature is helping you all the time. So when we earn money in this way or we spend money in this way, we don't have any karma, because we are not spending money as the doer. We are just spending money as the medium. Earn money and spend it on good causes. Feed animals, feed children, make places for people, where they can rest or they can relax, help some poor and handicapped, or give education to people, give them clothes, do whatever you can, to help others, but look for genuine people. This is also something, discernment also comes with time, that who to help and who not to help. Some people are just pretending to be miserable, but they are not really that miserable. Finally, when Uddhav reaches to the gopis and Radha, what does he see? After a while, when he sees they're all sad and crying and weeping, after a while he sees Krishna is right there, sitting next to Radha. And he's shocked, because Krishna was also in the palace. How did he reach here? And then Radha says to him that, see, this is why we are sad. Because after he left, he went to your palace, he keeps appearing and disappearing. He's here for 5 minutes and then he's gone. Then he comes again and he's gone. And this gives Uddhav the shock of his life. How is this even possible? And then he realizes the power of love, the power of devotion. And he also becomes a bhakt. He becomes a bhakt of Radha. Not even Krishna, but Radha. And he goes back home singing and dancing in a crazy condition, with his hair all messed up, his clothes all, he went as a charming prince. He's coming back as a what? As a vagabond. Or even worse, like a homeless person maybe. So Krishna says, what happened to you? And he says, well, I met Radha and I learned about love, but I'm not able to understand why you're disappearing and appearing over there. And then he sees Radha in the palace with Krishna. So a lot of seers and sages have seen them together, which is why they started worshipping them together. That's how it began actually. And there are so many stories. If you want, you guys can, it's a new channel I've made. It's called Magic Mantra Ram. So please subscribe to that channel. It's going to be in English. And in Hindi also, I share these stories. Those who are from India, who know Hindi well, I share a lot of stories from Ram Katha on my Hindi channel. I want to tell you all, whosoever resonates, that here also the divine masculine feels that the narcissistic people, all of them around him, have caused misunderstanding, because when they look at the feminine, number one, he was already a problem for them, because he's also 50% empath and he was 50% like them. But when he met the feminine, he started talking a lot of things like the feminine. He would act like the feminine, talk like the feminine, behave like the feminine. And he had so many addictions, or he would not do a lot of things for the family members. He would not care for them as much as he started caring for her. So when he started caring so much about her, they started feeling jealous and possessive. And the narcissistic family members are usually very possessive. Otherwise, they are not possessive. Otherwise, he was depressed, he was sad, nobody was taking care of him. He was in his own dark night of the soul, but because of the feminine, he got out of it. He started believing in love. He started being happy. It was only after they started seeing a visible change in him, they realized that it's happening because of somebody else. And that somebody is divine feminine. So they started talking about her negatively, or started pointing out all the problems she had, or in general, they would create such situations, such scenes where she would look bad, she was made to look bad. So here I am being shown the masculine also felt, he learned that every time he got better and he started doing well in his life, all these people would go back to him, otherwise they would leave. So when the feminine was in his life, he did get better, he did become good, he became much happier, he had a smile on his face, he genuinely felt that there is someone like him or someone who understands him, and that gave him the motivation to change, because obviously he had addiction patterns, obviously he had all of the negativity, a lot of karma was, pent up karma was there, lots of insecurities, repressed insecurities, and some very visible. She gave him the courage that, look, I love you and you can do this and you can do that. Okay, and those people, if you are a man and you're watching this, then you have to actually replace the divine masculine, replace with divine feminine. So for females, the title is divine masculine feels blah 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 and blah blah blah. Okay, and for the masculines, the male, it's divine feminine feels blah 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 and blah blah blah. I just felt like clarifying this. So also I'm being shown that the masculine realized that the feminine was actually very popular, is very popular amongst some people. She's liked a lot by many people, which the narcissistic family members did not like. Obviously, family members like these also have some karma attached to both of them, because with their healing, when they heal, they also heal. When they, like feminine and masculine, learn the truth about life and they become adamant and they take a stand for themselves, that creates a ripple effect in other people's life also, because they create or they arouse the feeling of true love in others. Okay, they make other people understand what love is by the way they suffer, or by the way sometimes they just abide by others. Like masculine here did go through a phase where he did everything that the narcissistic family member told them to do. I'm being shown classy and stylish dresser. So whosoever your person is, or it could be you also. Now the narcissistic family members harass the divine feminines and masculines because they want to feel authority over others. They want to feel authority over the empaths, and empaths get dominated. They like to get dominated. They are kind of submissive. Even in relationships they are like that. But then they realize that it can't be domination, it can't be submission, it has to be in the middle somewhere. Being someone who dominates is also not a nice thing. Being someone who's very submissive is also not a nice thing. So जिनका वो भला करते हैं वही लोग उन्हें कोसते हैं. And this masculine learns, because after he goes away from the feminine, after he does the sacrifice to make everyone happy, and maybe he also felt that even feminine would be happy, because both of them were not happy together. There were so many problems. Like they were happy in real, inside they were happy, but on the outside level, the conscious world, they were not happy, because always there was some friction, either to do with money or to do with time or to do with society, social status, class, color, creed. Different people have different problems, different situations. And the masculine learned that no matter how much he tried to please these people by sacrificing his love, his happiness, his joy, by in some cases it may not be that he was sacrificing it. It could also be that he wanted to give the benefit of doubt, or he wanted to basically actually follow their advice, because he misconfused or he did not really understand properly what love is. So everybody was able to make him believe or make him feel that the love that feminine has for him is not true love, is not real love, because it's actually causing him a lot of stress and harm. Whereas that stress and harm was actually coming from within, because there were so many things that had to be shifted and had to be changed. So he thought that it's all because of her. And then he said, okay, let me listen to my people. My people, he would say this a lot, that these are my people. And God wanted to show him what is the meaning of my people. My people is not about just physical presence, or my people is not just about some fancy stuff they throw around you, show off. My people is a very personal thing. When someone says they are my people, actually those people are there for them in their problems, in their true problems. So when the feminine chose him, when she came to him, he was in a very bad condition. To love a man or a woman who's got nothing, no self-esteem, no confidence, because the feminine or the masculine in some cases, they could see the future version of that person. Futuristic, healed version. She was the only one who could see that underneath these layers of coal there is a diamond. And she did all the hard work of actually bringing the diamond out of all of that coal. And what did others do? They came to him when he was becoming a diamond, on the way of becoming a diamond, and they said, oh wow, look at this shiny diamond. This diamond should be mine, or I should keep it, or whatever. And he also forgot, and that's why he suffered. He also forgot all of the effort she made, all of the love she put into him, all of the confidence she showed to him, all of the times she was so patient with him. Nobody can be that patient. Nobody can wait for that long. Nobody can forgive that many times. In the multiple runner-chaser dynamic, he would keep running away and she would keep accepting him back. And she would say each time, okay, this time it's going to be better. This time it's going to be better. He's going to improve. And vice versa for all those people who are male members here and you're listening. So you also gave all of those opportunities that it would be better this time. But it kept getting worse. And after getting all of the polishing and all of the work that needed to be done, the masculine here did whatever the family said. You do this. This is the right thing for you. This is the best option for you. Listen to us. And for the feminine, on the opposite side, this could have already played out. I mean, it could have been on some other level, in some other scenario, in some other situation. But the feminine also listened to the family members, or the feminine also did, maybe if in this case not the family member, maybe some other people in the society had a very big role to play. Maybe what happened at work, maybe what happened in the world around, and she felt, in the past, even before masculine situation happened, she felt that, okay, if I take this option, this is going to be great for me. If I take this career move, this is going to be the best thing. But maybe she never found happiness in those things. Maybe whatever the society was telling her was all bullshit. It was all crap, nonsense. And she learned that this is all illusion. This is all Maya. And I don't want to be a part of the city of illusions. I want to be the soul person. I am a soul. I want to be in soul consciousness. And maybe that's when she attracted the divine masculine. For some people that could also apply. And you guys can share your experience also, like how you guys met and what happened. All of that you can talk about and let other people also read. You have anything negative to say also, I'm okay with that. Please vent out. Don't take it personally though. I'm not personally against anyone. I don't even know that many people personally, unless you take a personal session with me or you get into therapy with me. Only then, I'll know who's the face behind these comments. And it's always a pleasant surprise, I must say that. So what I'm going to say here is that she might have gone through all of these experiences much before he experienced it. So by the time she attracted him, he might have had some other kind of revelation, some other kind of, because see, they're playing the game of polarity also, and they are both healing at the same time, but each of them have different departments to work on. This one took ABC and this one took DEF, and then it was her turn to take DEF and his turn to take ABC. So maybe the lessons she learned beforehand, he has to learn now, and that's why it gets interesting because she's telling him, look, I figured out ABC, you gotta listen to me. And he said, no, I figured out DEF, you gotta listen to me, I know more than you. Or I know, at least it's my practical experiences telling me this. And they're both fighting with each other, and there are the others who are having a good time on their emotions. So how they say in Hindi, when in Hindi they say, दो बिल्ली की लड़ाई में बंदर रोटी ले जाता है. It's so funny when I say it right now in Hindi. It sounds funny, but actually it means when two cats are fighting, it's actually the monkey who picks the chapati or the bread. They're fighting over a bread, and an outsider comes, the monkey comes and takes away the bread. So who's gaining out of all this? The others. But of course not for long, because their turn will also come. They will also have to learn these lessons that these two people are learning naturally, organically. But to teach anybody else, they first have to learn it. They first have to be a pro at it. And before they teach others, they have to also teach one another. First they teach themselves, then they teach one another. Because this world is full of narcissistic programming. This is the time we are born in. This is the age of transition. We are in ascending Dwapar Yuga. Imagine, we are the first people, after dark age ends, and 100 years after that. Like dark age effect stays for 100 more years. It's a little less than what it was back then, but much better. But still not that better. So after the 1950s, you see twin flames coming in, star seeds coming in, light workers coming in to planet Earth, specially only for this time. They only come twice, descending Dwapar and ascending Dwapar, because Vishnu and Lakshmi cannot reincarnate in dark ages. They can only reincarnate, and twin flames are their team, volunteers. All volunteers come together, and they all maybe even have the shared DNA. So when they are here, they are simply here to do this amazing job on the planet, and they have to take, somebody has to be a female, somebody has to be a male. Okay. And also interesting thing is, personally I feel this, that in ascending Dwapar, it is the females who are taking the leadership role. And I have said this in many videos in the past. I don't know how many of you registered it. But it's the female who becomes the leader, and it's the male who is their person, like supportive person. And in the descending ages, whether it is descending Satyug, which is descending Golden Age, descending Treta, or descending Dwapar, it is the male who are in the leadership role, and the females are their counterparts, divine counterparts. And here right now, this is how it's going to play. So love is the most important thing. Love is very important. You need to understand love, because those who understand love, they don't have to depend on 3D stuff to feel loved. They already feel loved. They have countless experiences of love. I mean, real practical experiences, very magical, very esoteric, very divine, very interesting. It's like 3D is nothing in front of it. What will people do in 3D? Max to max. Get married, put a ring, have babies. That's all. It's all material. But the stuff that people go through, the healed divine masculine and feminine go through, when it's about experiencing true, pure love, it's just amazing. And let me also tell you, they both cannot learn this experience without God. Yes, because it's actually God who they fall in love with first. It's always God. It might happen in phases, it might be non-linear, or it might happen like in bits and pieces, and eventually it's all singularity, as I keep saying. But it's God with whom they have to find the real peace, because both of them have to go away from each other, And so here the masculine actually finally confides to the feminine as per this collective reading, and he's sharing all of his problems with her, and he's telling her that, what, I was such a fool to have experienced this, and I believed in this, or I believed in that, and look at you, you did this, you did that, and I did this, and I did that, blah, blah, blah. But it's the narcissistic family members with whom the masculine, not just family members, a whole lot of other people also. I mean, family is also very big, Family has even other people who become family. Like if the masculine has a sister and she gets married to someone, then that person also becomes family, even though he may not be in the bloodline, but he will have a lot of interferences and a lot of things to say. Maybe he's a drug addict, maybe he brings in a lot of drugs in the house, maybe he drinks a lot of alcohol, maybe he's a good for nothing guy who has no job, no business, he's always used to take money from his parents. So he has an influence over him. He's telling him that you should be like me, dude, you should just enjoy your life, look, chill, look what I'm doing. He might be bringing in some other ladies. He may not be directly showing that I'm cheating on my wife, but he could be bringing in other characters. Just an example, okay? She could have brothers and sisters who bring in other people, marriages, wives, or maybe it's best friends, or maybe it's business partners. I think when you are ascending, you will definitely come across those people also who act like a test. It could be possible that the feminine brother or sister has this really pervert friend, and maybe in the childhood she has gone through some kind of abuse, sexual abuse, and it could have been a family member, like a relative or somebody coming in and abusing her, and she had to heal it. She had to work on that problem, and now that she's grown up, she's an adult and she's having experiences, another pervert comes from somewhere and tries to kind of either molest her or he's hitting on her without even understanding the relationship. Maybe, as I said, he's a friend, he's a best friend of someone, and he starts hitting on her. So she is gonna create a big storm. She's gonna create a big scene, because now she's healed. The scene that she could not create in childhood. And maybe if she was dating the the masculine, or she was in some relationship dynamic at that point in time, she would not have been able to do so. So God plays a very important role, and that's why I tell you guys, I've said this so many times, surrender is the key. Surrender is the key. Surrender is the key. Surrender is the key to union. So both of them actually realize it. It's actually a mutual feeling. But you see, the feminine is the first one to surrender to God, to surrender to source. And she also has to pass many tests and trials and tribulations. And finally she realizes that God is actually her source of power. She feels so much love with God. She has like this kind of relationship with source, with masters, with spirit guides, like no one can have it. And it could be possible that the masculine maybe did not believe all this. Maybe he felt this is too much, like she's crazy or what? She's all into this woo-woo stuff. What is she doing every full moon night? She's meditating, or throughout the day she's meditating, or she goes away somewhere, or she's, she wants to clean some river. Why she wants to clean some river? It's basically a dirty river. Why is she putting herself into all of that? Or anything, I'm just saying, I'm just giving examples. Maybe she wants to plant some fruit trees everywhere. She says to him that, if we have fruit trees, we'll see people are not going to be begging because they'll have so much to eat. And look at the government. Why don't they plant fruit trees everywhere? It's so sensible if you actually plant fruit trees in every sidewalk, or every jungle, or every forest, or every park. Every sidewalk is going to be full of fruits and full of food, basically. Nobody has to beg, nobody has to work so hard then. But nobody's doing that, nobody's talking about that, and he thinks that she's, her ideas is like too far-fetched. Only later on, when he starts surrendering to source. Why he has to surrender to source? Because he's got nowhere else to go eventually. When you got nowhere else to go, no place to go, nobody can help you, nobody can sort your problems out, that's when you go to source. And source always helps. Source always helps. Yeah, source always helps. So this is the card for lovers. This is my favorite card for twin flames in tarot deck, and I love this painting. This is one of the most beautiful painting, actually. Such a beautiful painting, So masculine had been very careless in the past, and now he regrets it, and he has realized his mistakes, and he is in this reading actually telling the feminine, actually he's talking to her about the journey he experienced, or he went on, inspired by divine love, where forgiveness has played a very big role. So first he was unhappy with her, but he forgave her after he started having lots of experiences, negative experiences with the karmic, which kind of showed him the truth. It could be some crazy things, interesting things, like for example, say divine feminine is very beautiful, and he meets a karmic who's very beautiful too, and he's like, wow, she's so beautiful. And divine feminine is like, beautiful, she's very pretty, she's very nice, but she's also beautiful. And maybe he starts dating her, or he leaves the feminine. It's just an example. though it could be true for a lot of people. And he starts dating the karmic, and he thinks that she's so gorgeous, she's a natural beauty, blah blah blah. After 1 year, 2 years of dating, one day he's just looking through some old pictures of the karmic, and he realizes that she has done plastic surgery almost everywhere. Her nose is different, her lips are not real, her body parts maybe, like, I'm not saying she changed the body parts, but could be she went through some liposuction or something, or she got a lot of Botox, or she takes some pills, to burn the fat or anything. And then he realizes it's a normal, I'm not judging people who do plastic surgery, it's okay, I mean, fine, lots of people are doing it. But he realizes that my feminine is a natural beauty. My feminine, she's beautiful just like that, without doing anything. And she doesn't hide her childhood photos. She doesn't hide any flaw that she carries. And that kind of makes him respect her a lot. Or it could be some kind of, say, meditation, or some kind of process that she would be doing very dedicatedly, very devotionally she would do it. And he would make fun of her. And later on he realizes that the karmic is also doing it, but she's only doing it because she wants to look good in front of others. She is doing it. The feminine is doing because she believes in God. She believes in that concept of God and source and devotion, dedication. But the karmic is doing it only because he realizes that it makes her look good in front of other people. So then he has more respect for the feminine and very less respect. Or it could be that he keeps thinking about all of those times where she was very patient with him, while karmic is not patient. With the karmic, he feels like he's in a golden cage. A cage is a cage, whether it is made of gold, silver or diamond, but it's still a cage. So he is trapped in a cage, whereas with feminine, he was absolutely free. He was flying like a free bird. And he willingly chose the cage, because the cage was made of gold and silver or diamond or whatever. He felt like, wow, this is such a cool cage. But it is still a cage, and he got trapped. So some of the feminines and some of the masculines actually understand this. It takes time for you to understand it. However, this could be a timeless reading for a lot of you. And you are a lovable person and people like you for a reason. Please remember you are lovable. Please also remember the good things you possess, the good qualities. Because when we get low, on the days we get low, the days we get negative, it's crazy how much we criticize ourselves. It's crazy how much we criticize God, how much we blame God for everything, how much I see so many comments where people are so angry, upset with their life. Like yesterday somebody wrote to me a comment, he is 61 years old and he cannot afford the therapies or the reading. So he wrote very nasty comment to me. And he was like, I'm 61 years old and I'm sick and tired of all of these things. First of all, at the age of 61, 51, 71 or just 20, 21, whenever is the right time, we must learn to surrender. Instead of chasing, we must learn to surrender. That's number one. And number two, guys, I want to say this to everyone. I don't do 30 minutes or 60 minutes session. If someone comes to me, I give them minimum, if it's a reading, 1.5 hours for reading. And if it's a therapy session, minimum, it's 2.5 hours. Show me any therapist who's going to give you so much time at the same price. And I charge much less than other people. If you look at anybody else's pages, you go and click on their pages, look at their fees, you'll realize so many people give only recorded answers or they reply via email. They will not even show you their face. If they show you the face, it's for a very limited time. 30 minutes up, call is cut. That's how they treat people. In my case, if the students tell me or the seekers tell me that I won't be able to come for this class or that class, I say okay. I mean, too much absent is not acceptable, but sometimes when they have a problem, I am okay with it. But other people, if you are not able to appear at the time, at the appointment that the therapist has given to you, you are marked an absent. No questions asked. And other than that, I'm also available to people on chats. Like, whosoever comes into therapy with me, I don't do okay talk only in the session. If in between they have a problem and they message me like, I have this problem, I'm going through this, I tell them, write it down because you're going to use it in therapy. The way I do therapy, I don't see anybody else doing it. I treat people like my friends, like my children, like they go to a mother, because I know how tough this journey is for a lot of people. But I'm also a disciplinarian mother. I'm not the narcissistic mother who's gonna make you materialistically crazy and just run after money and fame and whatever, looks. Complaining does not help. If anybody is not able to attend therapies or readings, it could be their time to do individual research, because there is always a phase that we need to be on individual research. And those especially who are not working, if you don't have a business, if you don't have a job, then that means you're still struggling even for the basic. You're struggling even to heal your root chakra. Your foundation is not there. If your foundation is not there, first you need to build your foundation. Everybody should think about becoming independent. Okay, fine, people left you. Okay, fine, this is a bad world and narcissists have done this or done that. But also remember that God has given you so much. Look at those beggar children. Look at those kids, the destitute children. And I've been working with so many laborers, kids, the people, daily wage laborers. They are so wonderful. They're so lovely. I'm so grateful to God, and I'm actually thankful to my masters and source that I'm even connected to those kids. They don't have anything. Some of them don't even have electricity in their house. Like, it's hot summer right now and they don't have a fan. They don't have a cooler. They go to our classes. Wherever we have the class, we have a cooler, we have fans, we have the fridge over there, we have computers. Even if they don't learn much, at least they have a place to sit. Between 10, 11 to 5 in this hot summer day, they have somewhere to go to. Hang out over there, spend time with us, learn something. I'm telling you, there are people who have nothing. There are people who are handicapped. There are people who have such situations that it's like really sad to see them in those situations. Yet they don't complain. Yet they love God. Yet they have faith. Yet they are so happy. They're full of smiles. Look at the animals. We have 200 animals. We feed 200 street animals. Again, all the credit goes to my masters and source. There was a time I could not really afford it. I also went through that phase where I could not work, because with twin flames, it happens. It happens in the beginning or towards somewhere in the runner-chaser dynamic. Not after surrender. After surrender, you love any job that God gives you. You know why? Because any job can be converted into service. You can give service to anybody anyhow, or you get into your own business. If you feel like this is not doing good, do something nice that you can do. If you can afford it, why not? So first we need to work on our root chakra, then we gradually move to sacral chakra. And those people who have worked on their root chakra, they can surrender because they have faced so much, from the world, and they made this conscious choice that I'm going to do what I love. And sometimes it's the other way around. Whatever I do, I'm going to love that. I'm going to be grateful for that job because God gave me that job. So many people don't even have that. So I have it, let me do it. I mean, for me, it was not that easy because all of the animals, they need caretaking. Even as of now, I have my furry friends with me and they cannot live without me. Some of them don't even have meals without me. If I'm not around, they're not going to eat food. I was gone for a week and one of the furry friend I have didn't eat food. He was like this thin when I came back. So I was shocked. So a whole lot of things they do. Animals, birds, nature, children, good people on this planet. And I think here the message is loud and clear that divine masculine and feminine may have met a lot of horrible people, karmic people, narcissistic people, abusive people, but eventually they begin to see, or they learn to see the good that's around them. They are genuinely grateful to God for whatever they have. Instead of focusing on the negative, they start focusing on the positive. And then they start focusing on each other like, wow, I have the most beautiful person. And most importantly, I have the person I love and I want and I'm comfortable with. And this is my person. And if I have that person in my life, I don't want to be with anyone else. And even after meeting karmic or doing surrender, some of the divine masculines and feminines, actually most of them are pretty much asexual. Like they don't have that desire to entangle with anybody physically, sexually. So when they see their own person also, like the masculine sees the feminine, feminine sees the masculine, they themselves will be very intimate, they will love each other, they will like each other, but they're going to question a lot of things that so many couples are doing on this planet. Is it necessary that we do it? Because they have learned how to love each other truly. They love each other so much, they adore each other, but they don't have lust for each other. They just have love for each other. So in this collective reading, this is where I'm gonna stop and close this channeling session. You guys can get my book in the name of Love, A Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. It's available only on Amazon Kindle. That's where you get the latest edited version. If you want to get into a reading with me, then please do not tell me anything in advance. All prices are in dollars, in US dollars. So if you are from any other country, including India, you have to convert it. You have to go on the Google, you have to go, I don't know why I said the Google, to go to Google and convert whatever it is as per your country, your area. And for Indians, you have to write to me to get my details. And for anybody else, PayPal link works just fine. It's in the description box. Those of you who love my content and you want to show support, show your love, you guys can either become my Patreon and support my content every month for the same content that I make on YouTube. But you can also ask me, like Patreon has many options. You have ask a question option. There's a book option, a new book is coming up. So you can ask questions and you can support that way also. And otherwise you have this YouTube membership thing also going on where you can join and get some perks. So yes, you are a lovable person and people like you for a reason. Do not forget it. And also how amazing your life is. You have got so much given to God by you. God loves you. Some of you have spiritual tattoos. I forgot to share these cards. Karma returns. Okay. And you are also releasing on the energy of Nishachar or Nightwalker. Unless you have something important going on. Someone has to be right. And this is also the energy that you want to let go. It seems that you've got multiple love offers in your life, or you keep getting love offers, but whether you want them or not, it's up to you. But sometimes I think it makes you feel good, like you're still in demand. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. I mean, you can politely tell other people that, look, I'm not interested in you, but yeah, it's nice you like me. Thank you so much. And now it will be reversal of your energy because you are in awareness. Wow. So your energy, which was depleted, which went back, is going to come back to you, and you're going to be in your full confidence and potential. Wow, that's amazing. Continue to empower yourself. Remember Malik always. You know who's Malik? Malik is Big Boss. I should write down. Remember Big Boss always. And remember God always. Big Boss is real Big Boss. Real Big Boss, the biggest government, the real government. You are giving up on the doership and letting things come to you instead. If you resonate with this is a really big one. And you need to realize that many people who are taking away your confidence is because they don't have any. Animals and children love to be around you because because of your pure aura. So this is the final one. And on this, I will see you in the next video. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram. Victory to Ram. Keep chanting Ram, a solar plexus mantra. Focus on your third eye. Okay, bye. See you in the next one. Mwah.